Jeremy Leidig, Jacob Adler, the 18A, the 14 of Matt Bedine, Les McClanahan, and the 29, the 83G, to Happy Gilman. We're underway.
We're looking for the top two to go into the A feature. Out of turn number 2, they will battle down the back straightaway. Clayton Christensen looks like he has the advantage heading down into turn number 3.
Only the top two to advance, and look at this three-wide battle coming out of turn number 4 onto the front straightaway. Everybody skittering around down there, but up front it's going to be the nod to the number 1 car, although Josh Most looking for the number 1 spot now.
Most sliding in hard there, but look at third place right now. That is Chad Anderson, that 8C out of Fort Calhoun. Sitting back there watching Christensen and Most battle for the lead.
Christensen on the top side of the racetrack. Most glued to his side panel right there. A little bit of contact the first lap around. No contact that time. Josh Most will let it slide up high on the racetrack. 89 car or 69 car. Rather, nope, 89. I was right. Currently looking for that number 1 spot. Christian will not relent, however. Continues to work to the outside. They stay locked side by side and wheel to wheel.
Clayton Christensen, that 1CC out of Spencer, Iowa. Josh Most, the 89 out of Red Oak, Iowa. Chad Anderson in that 8C, sitting back third, lighting the 21J, running 4th currently on the Speedway.
4th, but back by a smidge right now. Lighting's got to, pick up the pace just a little bit if he's going to run down the top 3, but only the top 2 will advance. And now that beautiful 8C car of Chad Anderson starting to reel in the battle up front. We're going to have 3 cars duking it out for 1 spot.
Chad Anderson trying to slide in behind Josh Most. Most will still work that low line. Clayton Christensen, what a smooth run he has had. He has been pressured all night long in this heat race from Josh Most. Most is going to make a move down on the low side.
Most working down low on the racetrack. Here comes Anderson, the 8 car now. Pokes the nose up on Josh Most. Most able to get away from him down the back straightaway. Christensen caught a bit of a reprieve down at turn number 1 and 2, and now we'll try to open up that gap as they roll onto the front straightaway. Josh Most dropped back. He is definitively in the number 2 spot right now with Anderson in hot pursuit.
Well, he's moved from 10th to 5th. Josh Happy Gilman, that 83G now working on lighting for 4th. Gilman has worked his way from 10th to 5th.
Which is an incredible feat in and of itself, because Happy Gilman does not have a good handling race car right now. Watch him at turn number 1 and 2. The white flag comes out this time around. Final time for Clayton Christensen up front. But Gilman, that's all driver putting that bad boy around the racetrack right now. He's going to fall just a bit shy. Second, though, is still up for grabs.
Well, Clayton Christensen will set it down into turn number 3, final time. Here's Chad Anderson. He's going to try to make one run. Low side, down out of 4th, but it is not there. Josh Most will hold on for 2nd.
Right there, he needed a few more horsies underneath the hood if he's going to pull that move off. Rocking the blade on the back of it. That's a momentum race car out there on a horsepower trip. Blown off your head when these guys go down the front straightaways. We're underway. Heat race number 2, 8 laps, top 2 to advance.
Well, we saw John Sadoff miss the A feature last night, starting way in the back again here this evening. He's got some work cut out for him.
Stryker was on the top side of the racetrack. Ricky Alvarado's got the race lead. We're going to go 4 wide back into deep in the field. Look out onto the front chute. Oh, my. Here comes the 27 car. Hot to trot. Andy Johnson looking top shelf on the racetrack's got some speed.
Down the back straightaway, it's Ricky Alvarado showing the way. They'll dip down into turn number 3. They'll exit turn number 4. Charles Stryker trying to hold that 2nd spot, but he will not. Well, he will do it. No, Stryker's down on the low side.
Negative.
That's Jimmy Gustin on the high side.
That is jamming Jimmy Gustin. Last night, his car went backwards. Tonight, it is going forwards as he found a proper gear in the 19 car, swapped engines. Power plant different for Jammin' Jimmy. He's going to go after Ricky Alvarado up front.
The weekend warrior out of Colorado, Ricky Alvarado, works that low side, and look at Jimmy Gustin just drive right around him on the outside.
Got a shot at him. Ricky Alvarado is sitting duck. You got to stick with what's working now. He knows Jammin' Jimmy's up there. If Gustin clears him, Alvarado will change up the line. But here comes Brian Mullen, the Wisconsin racer, started back deep in the field to number 7 spot. He's coming with some speed now.
And look out for that 14T. Travis Hagan. He started 9th on the Speedway. He's now looking in 4th.
Hagan The runner from up north has got the number 4 spot, clean air in front of him. We'll see if he can run down Brian Mullen, who is definitely reeling in that battle up front. Jammin' Jimmy's got the race lead. The 19 car moves into the number 1 spot. He started back 5th on the field. Alvarado runs 2nd, peeking down the inside. Here comes Brian Mullen.
Well, the 3 gentlemen that started in row 4 and row 5, they now run 3, 4, and 5 on the Speedway. Sadoff up to 5th, Hagan 4th, Mullen 3rd.
Just the talent that we see out here right now in these cars, incredible. Absolutely, positively incredible. If you had a feature event that only had 9 cars in it, and it was these 9 cars, I'd pay admission each and every week to watch this go down. Anybody could win this thing right now. Jammin' Jimmy, the old Harris developmental chassis up front, holding down the number 1 spot. Brian Mullen, white flag is out. He's going to catch Alvarado.
Mullen pushing hard on that middle groove, trying to gain ground on that WW1 of Ricky Alvarado. Down the back straightaway, Gustin just going to point it out of 4 one more time to the line. He'll pick it up, checkers. Here comes Mullen to the high side. Alvarado hard off the gas on low side of 4, and Alvarado will take home 2nd.
Right there, what saved him. Brian Mullen came out of turn number 2 and got a little bit too high, and he climbed the wall on the back straightaway. The green goes up, the hammer goes down on heat race number 3.
Bob Zobek trying to get a good run down the front straightaway and into turn number 1. He has Gerald Hoffelman on his back bumper, trying to push him around. Lyle Shepard pushing up in 2. Shepard will hold on to that lead. Hoffelman on his low side, Zobek on his high side.
Densberger also coming into the mix. Here comes the 81 car. Points it out at turn number 4 and gets on the throttles. He'll try to keep with those top 3. The 4 cars breaking away. Quick car on the racetrack right now. Keep your eye on the 50 of Scott Smith.
Scott Smith working down on that low side of the racetrack as Densberger drives around the high side of Zobek for 3rd. But it is Lyle Shepard and Jared Hoffelman right now in a battle for the lead. Hoffelman low side, Shepard high side.
Shepard's got some speed top side of the racetrack, but Hoffelman gets to the stripe first with 6 to go. 2 laps scored into books. Jared Hoffelman has good drive coming out turn number 2. Shepard trying to hang with him right back behind Densberger. Sitting right there waiting for something to happen. A little misstep's all he needs. He's got plenty of time to get himself in a transfer
Look
spot.
how smooth Mike Densberger is getting in and out of these corners. Look at him going into 1 here as he just smoothly drives it through the middle groove.
As a Las Vegas native, I feel that the Las Vegas wrap on the number 81 car is what makes him so fast right now and so smooth. You got to be smooth to be in Vegas, right? Is that what they say?
That's right.
That's why I'm kicked out there right now. I'm standing in Nebraska. But right now, Densberger rolls along in the number 3 spot. He is still there. He's within striking distance. He's got time. He's just kind of watching what's playing out ahead. Hoffelman's your race leader down the back straightaway.
Well, Hoffelman will take it down the back straightaway. Lyle Shepard trying to hold on to that 2nd spot, but he has a rear view mirror full of Mike Densberger right now. Coming out of turn number 4, down to the line. There are 3 to go this time by.
3 to go from 3 cars up front. No one else up there in the mix right now. 5S car Bob Zobek currently runs in the number 4 spot as he started on the front row. Densberger will now take a shot at your 2nd transfer spot down 3 and 4.
Densberger's going to drop it to the low side, but what a run right there. Lyle Shepard got pushing off turn number 2. Lyle Shepard with a great run right there to hold that advantage in that 2nd transfer spot.
What's crazy about this, you look at the racetrack right now, there is a cushion up around the top. There's a nice line of moisture right there, and nobody's going up trying it out. Call it a hunch, but if you had somebody that was brave enough to get up there and adventure around, I'm pretty sure they'd go directly to the front of this heat race. White flag is out for Hoffelman in the number 1 position.
That guy is still coming up here in a little bit, and we'll point him out as soon as he comes out here for his heat race. Hoffelman, Shepard, Densberger, your 3 cars in contention. Final time into 3 out of 4. Hoffelman will win heat race number 3. Shepard will take 2nd. Moisture in it. Let's see if Jordan goes up top.
Oh, if it's to be found, he'll find it. There's no doubt about it. Here comes the green flag. We'll watch him down in turn number 1 and 2. Grabowski, well, he's working up a little bit higher in the middle of the racetrack right now. We'll take a look at the first time around. Jordy Nelson drops into the number 2 spot as he will follow along with the 77 of Stephen Bowers Jr.
Down out of turn number 4, here they come. Bowers will lead the way for the field out of turn number 4. Jordy Nelson running 2nd. In 3rd, it is that 4DX of Rob Van Mill holding on there. But look who's climbing the ladder. Jordan Grabowski works his way. He's up in 4th right now. as he started in the 8th spot.
Oh, right there, I thought he was going to ricochet around the cushion. That's not the case. He dropped down, goes to the inside of the racetrack, the number 30 car. Still runs in the number 4 spot. We're taking the top 2. Jordy Nelson on the bump as he follows Bowers into 77. Steve leads him out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. He's got good drive. Pulls about 3 car lengths on the 4, Jay and Nelson.
Bowers will set it down into turn number 3. Nelson's there. Van Mill's there. Grabowski trying to creep down on that low side. Cannot get that run off that low side that he's looking for.
Now he goes to the top side of the racetrack down turn number 1 and 2 into number 30 car. Bumps on the throttle. Powers around the outside. The 4DX of Van Mill. Van Mill will shuffle back to 4th on the field. Now he's finding some velocity.
Grabowski will work to the high side of the racetrack as they work their way out of turn number 4. Grabowski around Nelson for 2nd, and now looks in on Bowers.
That right there was like your first taste of barbecue. He's going to like it. Watch Grabowski stay high in the number 30 car. Boom! 3 wide. He's got the race lead down the back chute. Jordy Nelson will now go to the inside of the 77 car. He wants the number 2 spot.
Bowers and Nelson side by side. Van Mill sitting right behind them, waiting for one to make a mistake as they head down into turn number 1.
Jordy Nelson running hot into the corner, slid it down there like a lawn wing sprint car, trying to hold off the 77 of Bowers.
Jordan Grabowski will take the advantage down into turn number 3. He'll exit 4. Right now, though, it is Nelson and Bowers in that battle. Nelson had to get on the binders right there. That allows Bowers to pull away by 3 car lengths.
Yeah, he's got 3 laps to get the job done, though. Jordy Nelson, don't count him out just yet. He's going to reach back, roll up the sleeves, and go to work. Try to run down Stephen Bowers Jr. 77 car out just ahead, still working the same groove as the number 30 car of Grabowski. White flag comes out this time by.
Grabowski, your leader, now Bowers pulling away from Jordy Nelson. Bowers sitting in that 2nd spot. That is the Topeka, Kansas 77 right there. Jordy Nelson and Rob Van Mill. They are on the outside looking in, and they just ran out of time.
Time indeed as Grabowski picks up the win up front. The 77, Stephen Bowers Jr. will finish out 2nd. Jordy Nelson will come back in a B main event into 4J car, and that'll do it.
But all the attention on Patrick Donovan as he brings him down to the line. Green is out. We're underway with G5.
Well, underway 3 wide instantly. Cole Ferguson down the inside. Had a good run on the number 3 cars. Look at Bloomer through the middle. He's got something for him. The 21 car thread the eye of the needle. Blasted his way into the number 2 spot. Here comes Murray down on the inside.
David Murray Jr. out of turn number 4 on the low side will sit 3rd behind Bloomer and Cole Ferguson.
1 lap. David Murray Jr. is going to go after Bloomer right now in the 21 car. Powering away, and now Van Gendren looking at that sharp Nublin 57 V car down the inside of the racetrack. Gets passed on the outside as we are slicing all over the place. Bloomer's got company.
Kyle Oberding sitting back there running 4th, trying to get away from the rest of the field so he can focus his attention on going after the top 3.
Josh Bloomer able to hold off David Murray Jr. 97 M car right now, towing along into number 3 spot. Van Gendren locked in a bit of a tussle. Battle taking place for 5th on the field. He'll clear that race car and slide up through the pack just a smidge. Right just ahead of him sits the number 75. That's Kyle Overding. Overding runs 4th on the field. Up front, it is the 3F of Cole Ferguson bringing him around.
Ferguson right now, he is running smooth through the turns, getting in, getting out. Bloomer back there, he's got his hands full of David Murray Jr. in that 97M.
David Murray Jr. back in that number 3 spot right now, taking a look at him. How incredible would that be? Joined the Jets head off. He's going to be back in a B main event. Couldn't transfer in out of his heat. And right now, David Murray Jr. looks like he will be back in a B main event as well. Not able to run down Bloomer in the 21 car. That's going to make Josh feel good. Old SpongeBob has got to be feeling his oats right there.
Well, Josh Bloomer, the Marysville, Kansas 21. We have seen him progress over the last few years in that modified. He is now becoming very comfortable in that as Mike Van Genderen will take a look on the high side of Kyle Oberding. Now he's going to drop low on him in turn number 3. That battle is for 4th.
My goodness gracious, he looked like a sewing machine needle right there as he poked to the outside, poked to the inside on the number 75 car. Oberding so far able to hold off the challenge of Van Genderen. The 57V car very shiny down turn number 1 and 2 will take another run down on the inside. That battle taking place for 4th right now as there he's got him cleared.
Cole Ferguson picking it up, white flag one more time around. Now look at David Murray. He's going to go in a little bit higher this time in turns 1 and 2. Josh Bloomer shutting the door again. Bloomer, can he do it one more time? They'll go into 3 and 4. Murray trying to get on that back bumper. Bloomer too smooth out of turn 4. Will hold Murray off for second.
Josh Bloomer, what a run for the 21 car, holding off David Murray Jr., the Iceman. He'll be back in the B-main event, the 97 M car. Up front, Cole Ferguson picking up the win out of...
Right there on the outside of row number 1, the 9, out of Green Bay, Wisconsin.
That was an ugly start right there. I'm looking at out of turn number 4. We'll see what happens with it. They might just let him go. Eric Malik, if I'm not mistaken, also played college ball. I believe he's a lineman up at Wisconsin.
Well, right now, he is paving the way for the running backs behind him. Malik setting it down into turn number 3 and off 4. And Eric Malik looking like a lineman right now. He's out in front.
Another out in front. And hop 2 comes the 75 car. Justin Medler talked about it last night. The Minot racer running up at Nodak Speedway on a regular basis. Rolls along in the number 2 spot. That's your second transfer position on the field. Beyond him, Jacob Anderson, the 13 car, currently runs 3rd.
Well, the Albion, Nebraska 13J Jacob Anson right now trying to make up some ground on Justin Medler. The 87 machine of Blaine Bohannon and that 87X actually running in that 4th spot with a lot of traffic behind him.
I am still blown away by the fact that no one's running a cushion. Everybody working the slick on the racetrack right now, kind of riding that middle groove around there. That's exactly what's happening all the way back through the field. Even Hunter Marriott, I thought for sure he'd get up there and at least give it a little test run. Right now, he's actually gone backwards in the 62 car, which is the direction that unit, the old side biter, or not side biter, chassis normally doesn't go.
Well, out of turn number 4 and down a front straightaway into race chassis.
I knew that wasn't right. I was thinking about his pit mate, Flying Banana, behind the wheel of a side-biter. Tim Ward watching online on a side-biter, but he's in a rage chassis. My apologies about that.
Malik continues to show the way with Medler and Anson in tow as they've got 3 to go on the Speedway. Tim Ward, a couple years ago, was a regular up here at the Beatrice Speedway, the young man out of Arizona. Haven't seen him back around here for a while.
He's dabbling around in Iowa these days, and like I said, he's watching online. I know that for a fact. So a big high going out to Tim Ward, the 14W car. We'll see him in action at the Frostbusters back in Iowa. So back here tooling around. Up front, Eric Malik, your race leader, continues to lead in the 75 of Medler. Down the back straightaway at turn number 3 and 4.
Well, Medler gaining some ground up on that Green Bay, Wisconsin 9 machine of Eric Malik. White flag is out, 1 to go this time by. You know why Malik's so fast? Right rear wheel. Check it out.
Is it white? Yeah, there you go. That's all it takes, race fans. Throw a white wheel on there and you're bad fast. Eric Malik's always quick, though. Well, no matter where he runs, a regular 141 Speedway up Francis Creek as they're watching up there at the left turn lounge, and he does have his cover on. Checker flag comes out. Malik picks up the heat race win. In the number 9, Medler will finish out second on the field. The 75 M car now takes us into our final 2 heat races for the modifieds. Here we go. They kicked me out at the beginning of the morning and said, don't come back until lunchtime. Here we go. Brian Foote, the 43 car. Was on the front row, but not for very long. Nick Roberts, 23 JR car, leapt out away from him, pulls down the back straightaway.
He's got the 777 of our Aaron Crone right behind him, does Foote, as they battle for second on the Speedway. Nick Roberts, the 23 JR young man out of Des Moines, Iowa, shows the way.
Former Sport Mod Super Nationals champ. There ain't no battle for the number 1 spot, that's for sure, unless Crone can run him down. Here comes Aaron in the 777 car. Going to run her deep down into turn number 3 and rotate that bad boy around and go after the 23 JR up front. Nick Roberts takes him across with just, 6 to go.
Well, Brian Foote got a little loose coming out of turn 2 that last time, and that allowed Aaron Crone to go around him for second. Crone trying to get a little clean air, trying to make a ground up on that 23 JR of Roberts.
See, one of our viewers from Texas down there, the old Dirty 30 fan, telling us Brian Foote, former Spring Nationals champ, beyond the wheel of the number 43 car. Tooling along in the number 3 spot right now. Eric Crone holding down that second and final transfer position. Up front, it's still Nick Roberts. So 23 JR heads down the back straightaway into 3 and 4 for yet another time.
And you know, Brian Foote not letting up right now. That 43 out of Essex, Iowa, he's still pushing hard out of turn number 4 and 2, trying to make some ground up on Aaron Crone and Nick Roberts.
Well, if we look back through, Jesse Richter, the 8R car, currently runs in the number 4 spot right there. Richter had started back 7th on the field, able to power on around now, trying to run down Foote in the number 3 position.
Down out of turn number 4, they will come. Single file all the way around the racetrack right now, Chet. No real races going on right now.
We call this fence post formation is what we're seeing. Everybody has found the position that they're entitled to on the racetrack. This is where their car belongs. You hear about it in NASCAR all the time. They're like, I had a 5th place car. Well, now you know what it looks like on a dirt track. It's exactly what we see. Nick Roberts was quick right out of the gate. 777 Eric Crone. Took him a little bit to clear around. Brian Foote, the 43 car, runs in the number 3 spot. Jesse Richter is 4th. Beyond Richter comes the number 34, Dustin Smith. He rounds out your top 5, although there's your battle. Smith makes a misstep coming out turn number 2.
And that will allow him to come up. White flag, Nick Roberts with 1 to go. Aaron Crone behind him. Brian Foote running 3rd. And the 8R Jesse Richter in 4th.
So here we go. Final time out of the corner. Nick Roberts easily pick it up. Heat race number 7 is checkered flag flies. 2nd goes to Aaron Crone, the young gun out of Slayton, Minnesota. His father, Jason Crone, down in the pits. Good to see Jason up here dabbling around. We saw him down in El Paso, Texas. Now here he is, Beatrice, Nebraska. 2 Colorado racers sitting in this heat race here. This final heat race. Green flag comes out. Away we go. Last night, Saubing was quick in his heat race. Lawrenson was quick in his heat race. Both of them dominating. Right now, Saubing's got the number 1 spot. Down the back chute we go.
Well, it will be Saubing sticking his nose down in turn number 3 first. Frenier running 2nd. Lawrenson in 3rd behind him as they roll out. And then we've got them stacked up, racked up behind.
Chris Abelson slices down through the middle of the field just ahead of the old number 60 car. Abelson's going to go 3 wide right there. Shipley to the outside to 72. Chris Abelson's a car that hasn't really come to life this weekend. I haven't seen out of what you normally see. Last year, almost won a national championship. So he's coming up to speed here in 2015. And Chris Abelson, look who's to the outside. That's Chad Tenapel. Started back in the number 9 position. And right now, Tenapel's got 4th on the field.
And Tenapel looks strong, working on that 1 groove higher than almost everybody else. Now he is looking for that frozen 10 of Ron Lawrenson for 3rd as he works to the high side into turn number 1.
Tenapel just tosses it into the corner down there. His car working very well for him as he looks to the outside of the number 10 of Lawrenson. Lawrenson 3rd on the field. Flying J currently 2nd up front. It's the Jesse Saubing show in the 99 car.
Well, Saubing right now pulling away from Flying J, Jeremy Frenier, as Tenapel will now go around Lawrenson in turns 1 and 2. Back on the gas goes Tenapel, and away he goes.
He's got him now. He's got to run down Flying J in the 17 J car. 4 laps to go, make it 3 this time across the stripe. Up front, it's Jesse Saubing taking him across. Frenier, and now Tenapel from 9th to 3rd.
But does Tenapel have enough laps left? Now look at Lawrenson. He's trying to battle back on that low side. Tenapel still a way to get away from him and remain in that 3rd spot. Frenier trying to make up some ground on Saubing with 2 to go.
Talk about, you got to keep yourself calm. Tenapel ran a little too deep down in turn number 1 and 2. Last time was way up high on the racetrack. Unfortunately for him, gave up some distance to Frenier, and that may have been his shot right there. The misstep that made it happen. Jeremy Frenier has reeled in Jesse Saubing. He's back by about 4 car lengths out. Turn number 4 is the white flag flies. Final time around for Saubing. Saubing making a move to Malvern, Iowa. In the 99 car. Works down the back straightaway. Checkered flag will fly. This time coming out turn number 4 for Saubing. Frenier, the 2 cars that will move on. Tenapel charging from 9th to 3rd, but 3rd isn't good enough. Checkered flag is out, and that one becomes official. Ron